Downscaling is what happens when you take a 4K footage and exporting it at 1080p, or a 5K footage exported at 4K, or an 8K footage exported at 2.8K. Basically, it's when you take footage that was shot at any resolution and export it to a lower one. Now, at first you'd think to yourself, why would anyone shoot at 8K but export at 4K? It's actually very common in the film industry, and here's why. In 2022, most cameras shoot at a higher resolution than 4K. The Ursa Mini Pro G2 can go up to 12K, most Red cameras can go up to 8K, and the list just goes on, but you get the point. So most movies are also shot at a higher resolution than 4K thanks to this. But if that's so, why not just render them at 8K? A few reasons. Number one is that most monitors, projectors, TVs, whatever, just can't show such high resolutions, so why not shoot at 4K from the beginning? Reason number two can explain this. Sometimes you just need the ability to reframe a shot without losing quality. Reframing is simply cropping in to get a better composition. The problem with cropping is that no matter what, you will always lose quality, even if you shoot at a higher resolution than you export. But when you do, you lose the quality you've already lost once you downscale the footage. So yes, you lose quality, but only the pixels you were planning to lose. So it's like you never lost quality. Now it's starting to make sense, right? Sure hope so. There's also reason number three. Future-proofing your footage. But we already have 4K. Do we need more? No, absolutely not. 4K is plenty of resolution, and 8K monitors are dumb, especially if your usage is just to watch TV and play video games. 4K is already a lot of pixels for this, unless you get a large screen. And screens are getting larger and larger and larger, and so as the resolution. So at some point in the future, possibly in the next 5 years, you won't have to use an AI to upscale your 4K footage to 8K. You could just export it at its native resolution. So why is it dumb? Because there are a lot of upscaling techniques today. Some of them are using an AI, artificial intelligence, to avoid the loss of quality. And while most of them suck, they only suck at low resolutions. Upscaling 4K to 8K means 4 times more pixels, yes, when you already have above 8 million pixels to work with. Trust me, you have enough data to let an AI figure out what are all the details. So in case you ever need to reframe a shot, you could just upscale it back using an AI to 8K or whatever the native resolution of the footage was, and export it once without the need to do it again in the future.